Hello, everybody. I am Hope Barlow, and I will be doing the challenge for assignment number 4. So first, we're going to start out by adding a new sheet. I'm going to do this landscape size, and then I'm going to begin by adding my picture from my favorite museum. I got this picture from the American Sign Museum. And just so that we can see it nice and clear, I'm going to expand it a little bit. And press OK. Control T because I did miss a little bit over here. Okay, perfect. So in this lesson, we basically learned about color adjustments using a lot of the tools in the image group. Go into adjustments using brightness, contrast, levels, curves, hue, saturation, and gradient map. So I'm going to begin by going to gradient map first because I want this first picture to be black and white, and this is the best way to get a black and white photo. As you can see, if you do the drop down, right now it's on this red gradient scale. If you were to click this, it just makes your whole screen red. So this is able to pick up on the elements in your photos and being able to change just certain features more red instead of having it completely red if I were to click that. This one next to it is the black and white that I want to go for. If you use anything else to change your picture to black and white, you're not going to get as crisp of lines as these appear, especially with these being the lit up signs. You wouldn't be able to see it and still see them being kind of lit up throughout the picture. Going through, it's just kind of some fun options if you wanted to mess around with color a little bit. Definitely using the gradient map. A little kind of sepia gradient there. And then of course, another just red background or black background. So I'm going to go with black and white for now, clicking OK. And this is the first one that I want to be able to have in my lineup. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save As. And I'm just going to name it 1. Okay. And now using the same picture, I'm going to go back to Image and Adjustments. And now we're going to play around with brightness and contrast. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and open a new one, just because since I already turned this black and white, it's going to be basically the only thing I can do with it. So again, opening that up and pulling in my American Sign Museum picture again, making sure it fills up the page. All right, clicking that check mark. Now going up to Image, Adjustments, and now going to Brightness and Contrast. I want to kick the brightness up a lot just because I want the signs to look very exposed and almost like they're lit up in real life. So I'm going to make the brightness a little bit more exaggerated, and then also increasing the contrast a little bit. Clicking OK. Going back into the image and adjustments. Now I'm going to go into levels, and using these 3, you can kind of make it a lot brighter. That's what you want. Do a little bit more contrast. And kind of more darkening the background so it's really just kind of the cityscape, which I kind of like the look of that, so that's what I'm going to keep. And I'm also going to make it just a little bit brighter. Clicking OK. And now we're going to play around with some curves. Using this line, you can kind of go up, making it brighter, or making it a little bit more contrast. So I'm going to keep it there to keep that contrast, and click OK. I'm back to Image, Adjustments, and now Hue and Saturation. It's going to be able to kind of change all the colors a little bit depending on which hue you pick. So if I were to go this way a little bit, everything's getting kind of a little bit greener. Went this way, kind of more red, kind of pink, which I kind of like the look of that. I think that looks kind of Las Vegas-like. Keep it there. You can kick up the saturation or take it down, which I think it looks a lot more vibrant if the saturation is amped up a little bit, but I want to take it down just a little bit more because some of the words are looking a little bit unreadable. So just kicking back that hue just a little bit and see. I was looking at the word restaurant. If I had it down more like this, kind of harder to see. So that looks like a good positioning for that. And for the lightness, you can either kick up the brightness completely and have a completely white page, or you can bring it down and, of course, turn it completely black. So I want to have it more in the middle, a little bit on the lighter side as well. Clicking OK. And then back to image and adjustments. See, this is the black and white that I said didn't really look as good as if you were to use the gradient map. So just for to see what it looks like, clicking black and white. Of course, I just made all those details with the brightness, but it just kind of looks a little bit less sharp as if you were to use a gradient map. But you can change the colors in the photo a little bit. I'm just going to click cancel. And then I'm going to go ahead and save this as 2. All right, and then going File, New. Landscape. I'm going to go to, well, first I'm going to put my original in here. Keep it right in the center. And then I'm going to go look for number 1. And where I messed up was I actually meant to save it as a JPEG instead of the PowerPoint. So that's why that didn't open up as well as I thought. So going down and saving it as a JPEG instead. And replace that other one. And then we'll do the same for this one. 2. And saving it as a JPEG. Okay, now going back and dragging in my black and white one and bring that down to size, making sure it's the same size as other picture. Control T to be able to move it just a little bit more, making it a little bit more accurate. There we go. And now looking for our more color saturated one and bringing that down in size and putting it next to it here, and then bringing down the size so that it fits. All right, and that is demonstrating how against the original image you can create a very black and white crisp photo and more of a fun, more colorful photo that really shows off the lights in a lot of these vintage signs. So I'm going to file, save as, call this challenge 4, save that as a PSD, And I'm going to save it as a JPEG as well. All right, and that is it for my challenge number 4.